Training Tips Tuesday, and we're going to learn more about why training and socializing your dog is a great idea. And joining me today, along with Farrah, we've got Andrea Renner, and thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so some people think, no need for training or going to any classes with your pet, but you're saying, wait a minute, not necessarily true, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, definitely, of course, majority of the time we get the phone calls and people are reaching out to us once the dog is already having issues. We like to call it the teenage phase. So usually it's between about 6 to 7 months up to about a year. It can vary dog to dog, but that's kind of when they hit this phase of they've gotten super comfortable with the family. They're maybe pushing buttons. They're trying different boundaries. Everybody's kind of over it. Maybe the dog was little, now they're bigger, jumping on you a lot. Not everybody wants that. So then we get those people that walk in where we're saying, debunk that idea. Why are you waiting?
Right.
Think about training pretty early on. And we even, like every single one of our trainers, they all bring their dogs through class. They come and they teach their own classes, but then they bring their dog into a separate class and they flip roles and they're the student. And the reason why is because there's great things to gain from that class, not just for you as an individual of a pet owner, but also your dog, and having a structure.
All right.
Yes.
Kind of like kids want structure, so do dogs need structure.
Yes.
And also socializing, that's a good thing too?
Yes, definitely the socializing as well. That's also another kind of like debunk, I guess, a little bit. Yes, you do need to be careful with your brand new puppies. Yes, they're going through all those boosters and vaccinations. It's not a great idea to take them to dog parks or a lot of major public areas, but that doesn't mean that you need to avoid bringing them for, like, example, a training class. Get them around other puppies. They get off leash, they get to socialize. Again, you're picking up information, you're learning things to help that puppy grow. They have this window to about 4 months old. They're soaking everything in. And if you are not exposing them properly, they start to pick up some fears. Farrah was not completely socialized properly. We didn't get her until she was a little bit older. She wasn't abused. I think a lot of people also think that. They adopt these dogs, they might go to shelters, they get them when they're about 6 months, let's say. They think, oh, they must have been in a really terrible situation. Maybe, but most of the time, honestly, it's probably just because they weren't getting picked from the litter, that family wasn't really exposing them, they didn't leave that house, maybe they were in a crate, out in a barn, whatever the situation may have been. It's not so much that they were getting abused, it's just that they weren't being exposed to the world. And that window closed, and now they're a little bit more fearful.
Right, yeah. I mean, open up the world to them, and they enjoy life better along with you, right?
Yes. You give them confidence in class, for sure, even if you do know what you're doing. I hear that quite a bit, too. It's like, well, I know how to teach my dog to sit. I know how to teach my dog how to walk properly on a lead, but there's definitely a lot more you can gain from a training class to build confidence with your dog, with you, and those other situations.
Yeah, exactly. So classes will be starting soon, right?
Yes, we'll have a training class starting at the beginning of August.
Okay.
We do require all vaccinations that are age appropriate. So again, back to even those younger puppies, even if they're not fully through their boosters, you do not have to wait. They're already getting that protection, and our environment is safe, and all those dogs are required to have those things, fecals done. So yes, we will be starting a new training class for all ages and all breeds.
All right, so great stuff. Well, thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.
All right, don't go away. First Edition continues in a moment.